Hey yo, welcome to the State Road Show. Sorry I'm late. It wouldn't let me do it on the computer for some reason. It wouldn't let me connect to the live that I set up. But here I am. How you guys doing tonight? So there's a couple things I want to talk about. A couple topics. Give it a couple minutes. See if other people join. Lily, hey, what's up? How you doing? So excited for a live. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing more and more of these. So, two things I want to cover tonight is who really runs the prison, the inmates or the guards or the administration. And the other thing is, will neighborhoods like Kensington or a bad area, bad neighborhood in your area, will it ever be fixed? And pretty much, what's the problem keeping it from being fixed? Hey, great, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Doing real good. So let me get in. So let me get into this, and hopefully some more people will pour in. So I'm gonna talk about who really runs the jails or prisons. Now, in a controlled environment sense, it's the inmates. The inmates run the jail. Inmates run the prison. I don't care what anybody said. I did a video on a 1970 riot in Holmesburg where there was 100 inmates to one guard. Now, if they wanted to take over that prison, they could take over that prison like that. Hold a guard hostage, just run roughshod over the whole prison. But as far as escaping, it's a no-go. Like they got the escape part down. So the inmates don't run the prison as far as that goes. But the environment itself, oh yeah, it's so easy to take that over. You grab one guard. You know how it gets when a hostage is taken. They don't want to move a certain way. They try to talk you down. You can keep them off the pod forever. But escaping, no go. So inmates do run the prison, except for the escape part. So now I want to talk about neighborhoods like Kensington and will they ever be fixed? I was asked by Chad on Blood on the Razor Wire if he thinks that Kensington, places like Kensington, will ever be fixed. And I couldn't really give a nuanced answer because we only had a short amount of time. But here I can give a more nuanced answer. So from my experience, Kensington will never be fixed, and I'll tell you why. There's not enough cops to keep up with the amount of drug trafficking that's going on, with the amount of crime that's going on. There's just not enough. Plus, they're not interested. I used to be on a block to where we used to play pretty much like Pac-Man. We were on the block in the empty lot that had an alleyway attached to it. Now, what the people who were copping were doing was the cops would come around the block, go all the way up the block, turn left, and then everybody would just run up the block to where we were, grab what they were grabbing, hide in the alleyway, and because it was a roving patrol, as soon as the cop came past again, then they would go and get off the block. It was like playing a game of Pac-Man. It was like one of the craziest blocks that I ever been on. I don't want to glorify that type of shit, but that's just how it was. So there's not enough cops. There's way too many blocks that are in action, I'll say. Just from Kensington and Allegheny alone, you got Joy Street, you got Custer Street, you got F Street. You got so many blocks within a little area radius to where there's no way they're gonna be able to control it. You know what I mean? I mean they do they put on a good show, they jump out every once in a while and this and that. But they're not making an impact. Because even if you find the guy who's running the block, like they say you cut the head off the snake, the body dies, that's no. this is like a snake that grows a head, you know, immediately. So there's no way that they're gonna really be able to capture that part of it. Now let's talk about the crime. Once again, not enough cops. It's all a show. When the cops do patrols, it's all a show. Cause we used to sit there with the cops coming on patrol, and they don't use common sense. They come down the block with their red and blue lights on. Now we're looking for cars because we're looking for the cops. Now they're coming down. They're coming down from 3, 4 blocks away. We see the red and blue lights, and it's like. Now I heard that's some kind of law or rule that they have to have those lights on at night. Just in case somebody's in trouble and needs a cop, they can identify them. But what they don't realize is we identify them. You know what I mean? It's just like you're defeating your own purpose. Let me see here. I believe this is going to blow up and do some damage to the algorithm. I ain't missed a video since I started. Local Virginia man. Thanks, Zach. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. So yeah, like neighborhoods like Kensington and open drug markets and stuff like that, man. It's never gonna change. The best they'll be able to do, and this is what they did to a certain extent in Lower Kensington, is push it. It's basically just like kicking the can down the road. But at some point, that road's gotta end. So they're going to be somewhere. You know what I mean? That's why I made the comparison. It's like Amsterdam on the wire. It's just going to wind up being a zone where they just say, you know what, man, fuck it. Let them do what they got to do. As long as they're not hurting people, as long as they're not shootouts and things like that. That's why, like, people that run blocks, like, the worst thing that can happen is a shootout. Like that block I just told you about. Argyle Street, it was called. Everybody knows about Argyle Street in Kensington. It's world famous. I'm not breaking any news. Like I said, we would play Pac-Man. Cops will go up the block, make that turn. People will come up the block, hide in the alley. They come back around. They go out and scoop. I mean, it's a game that you're playing on the street. So, you got to know how to play the game. So, anyway, all they're going to be able to do is push it up north. Because Fishtown and Lower Kensington used to be the same as Badlands, Kensington. Until they gentrified it. They made it, for college students. They built nice apartment buildings and, things like that. Just nice stores, just like the organic shake places and all that. Like, they really made that neighborhood nice. But the eyesore is right next to it, Kensington, and there's not much they're going to be able to do about that. That's the Badlands. Yep, absolutely. And that's what we're talking about. Will that ever be able to change? And I'm giving my opinion on that. I'm from SP. Yeah, SP is completely different environment. SP's a little more relaxed. As far as how it goes, you'll find a block here and there. There's dudes everywhere, of course, that are doing it. But I'm curious to know if SP's gotten bad, man. I haven't been down there. I haven't been down there in a little while, except for going to Sixers and games and stuff like that. But yeah, those type of neighborhoods will never change, in my opinion. I just don't see how it's possible. And for those that are joining, just joining us, we're talking about, do the inmates really run the prison, and to what extent, excuse me, do they run the prison? As far as like a contained sense, yes, the inmates run the prison. They can, take one guard hostage in a cell, and it stops everything. Cops can't do nothing about it. You know, like 1970 Holmesburg riot I just covered a couple videos ago. Like it took outside cops, outside SWAT teams to come in there and control that situation because the inmates ran the building. You know, the ratio was 100 inmates for every one cop. I mean, you can't expect to run a prison that way. But as far as the escaping part and all like that, yeah, they run it. You know, I mean, some people get lucky and escape and all that. Like when I was in the House of Corrections, a dude escaped in the trash. He worked in the kitchen. He buried himself in the trash. You know, he knew that it wasn't a regular trash truck came and picked it up. He wouldn't be crushed. You know, whatever kind of truck they were using, a dump truck, whatever they were doing. But he wound up sneaking out and getting out through the trash while I was at the House of Correction. We were locked down 3 days for that. I think he got caught a day or two later. But you know, that's how it goes. But yeah, so the escape part of it, they got that down. Like you're stuck unless you're Clint Eastwood from fucking Escape from Alcatraz or some shit like that. You're stuck. You know what I mean? But yeah, like the inmates definitely do run the prison. I understand you can't leave when you want to, but if everybody got on the same page, and that's the hardest part, getting everybody on the same page. Like we did a hunger strike one time. We're like, listen, man, like we got to get I forget what the issue was. We got to get this issue resolved. Like we're going on this hunger strike. Like don't nobody eat those trays. Like we were blocking off our tray slot with cardboard, like to where they couldn't push the. Nah, you're not even getting in our cell. Because if one person eats, they consider the whole block fed, and then your issue's dead. But if the whole block don't eat, that grabs the attention of the higher ups, and that's how you get your voice heard, get your grievance heard, things like that. You know, so like people say, oh yeah, you can't leave, so you don't run. The inmates don't run the. Yeah, they run the prison. They run the prison. You know, they just can't get out. Let me hit up some comments here. Hold on a second. What's What's up, bro? For real, I don't think it will. My dad was connected to Joey. Who's that, Molino? I got a lot of respect for Molino, man. He used to bust kids out of my neighborhood to Thanksgiving parties and Christmas parties and shit like that. But shout out to your dad, man. If you know, hope he was a stand up dude. Nah, it's chill, like you said. There's some blocks, but nah, it's chill. Yeah, yeah. SP's always been like that, man. SP's always been like that. There's certain spots and shit like that, but it's nothing like the fucking zoo that Kensington turned into. I was up Somerset when that guard got killed in 2017. Oh yeah, I heard about that. I gotta look into that, man. Probably wind up doing a video about that. They can stop the Kensington drug market whenever they want, but doing this, they take away many jobs. Now, I have to disagree there. Um, there's too many blocks, bro. There's way too many blocks, man. I mean, the whole neighborhood itself is like a variety store, man. I mean, think of it like a bunch of restaurants. You know what I'm saying? You got Mexican food over here. You got Chinese over here. You got a pizza shop over here. You got fast food here. You got this here. That. I mean, there's just way too many blocks. I mean, I remember Operation Sunrise. This is way back in the '90s. Like Operation Sunrise. Like my uncle got locked up in Operation Sunrise, but Operation Sunrise, and there was another one. I think it was called Operation Clean Sweep. They went through Kensington and Somerset. They cleared all that shit out. The clean sweep one was pretty recent. They went through Kensington and Somerset, cleared all that shit out. And it was cool for a couple weeks. But then they went right back to normal. Operation Sunrise. They were playing no games. They came through, put on their little performance, busted some people, busted a few blocks. But Some blocks, a dude decides to open up a block tomorrow. They already got in their plans who they're gonna hit, and that block's not on it. So people know, okay, this block got hit. I'll go over here. I just don't think there's any way there's gonna get a hand on it. Good example is cops won't be locking up as many people. Then that's less people seeing judges, excuse me. Not to mention the overdose. Then hospitals and nurses are losing their jobs. Yeah, I don't believe they're letting it go on. I mean, they're letting it go on to a certain extent, but it's as far as saying, yeah, we want this. There's no way, man, because Kensington's becoming famous for how fucked up it is, man, and that's a bad reflection on any mayor, on any police commissioner and shit like that. I don't believe that they want that shit to go on. We did a hunger strike after they kept us on lockdown for 3 months when the guard got killed. So inmates band together, and no matter what crime, things get taken care of. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, a hunger strike, like, people are responsible for you eating. And they got to answer to the people that are sending the food to the jails, like, why we got all this extra food? I mean, they got to throw it out. Why we got all this extra trash? Why is all this food not eaten? They got to be responsible to the people that are sending the food and the overlords that are funding the food and shit like that. So when there's a hunger strike, that's how you get things done. I don't think they can stop the drug market anywhere. I'm from rural Ohio. They just they crack down on one drug, another drug takes over. It just keeps going. Yeah, I mean, there's one. Sorry, my dogs. Quiet, quiet. But where was I? Yeah, so I mean, it's everybody knows in Kensington the dominant drug is opiates, it's heroin, it's fentanyl now. That's what it is now. But they're never gonna put a stop to it. Because coke, hard, you know, dope, fentanyl. I mean, there's just too much to choose from. There's too many blocks, like I said. Like people that ain't from Kensington. Like if you walk 10 blocks, you walk past seven dope blocks, seven in action blocks, active blocks. There's just no way. There's no way. They would have to bring in the feds. They would have to bring in the National Guard. That every cop in the city. I'm telling you, there's just way too much. They let it get too out of control, and now they can't handle it. And now it's like we just gotta try to stop people from dying, and that's pretty much the point they're at. That's why. I mean, what neighborhood or area or city do you know that offer needle deposits? Where you can come get a clean needle. That's a sign of defeat. You know what I mean? Like places where shooting dens where they let you come, and it's pretty much they help you shoot your dope so you don't overdose or you don't catch something. I mean that's an area that's defeated. I mean there is no war on drugs in that type of area if you're setting up shit like that. I mean they're just helping you get high at that point. Like, oh, here's a clean needle. If you're gonna get high, at least use this. I mean, how you gonna beat that, bro? Mexico and Russia are showing their people videos of Kensington to show how bad America is. That's what I'm saying. It's getting too much recognition, man. It's getting, that's what I mean. It's like nobody's never seen nothing like it, and I don't believe there's anything else like it. At least in America, there's nothing else like it. I mean, it's like the homeless situation in San Francisco, plus you throw a hurricane of drugs on top of that. I mean, that's what Kensington is, and it's blowing up, man, and it's going to get nothing but worse. Kensington is famous. It definitely is famous, man, and that's what I'm talking about. Those are the reasons it's famous. It's promoting it by making the spite spots. I mean, yeah, it's definitely promoting, and I mean, that's why I don't do videos. I could easily walk around, record, and ride around, record, and but I don't want to do that, man. I don't want shit to get worse. Like, I don't want anybody that's maybe their area's dried up and they got addictive personality and they want to get involved in this shit to say, oh, I can go to Kensington, I can go to Philly and it's wide open. It won't bother me. I can get high and this and that. Like I've met people from Utah. I met people from Wyoming. I met somebody from what's that, Montana. Like it's just like, and they're stuck there. Once they come, they're stuck. Like my girlfriend's brother, man, he had a problem up in Connecticut because my girlfriend's from Connecticut. He had a problem up in Connecticut, and I went up there to see her one time, and he's like, "Yo, man, I need to get out of here. Like, what do you think about me coming down to Philly to try to get clean?" I'm like, "Dude, are you out of your mind? You have any idea what my neighborhood's like? Like, there's no way." But he wind up, begging, 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 begging. I know so many people here. Only people I know is drug dealers. So like, all right, bro, we'll give it a shot. He came down, man. He lasted in our house about maybe 3, 4 days before he was out there. And then a whole bunch of other shit happened. I don't want to put personal business out there. It's where he ended up homeless because he ran after he did some grimy shit, and he was out homeless 3 months in Kensington. So somebody from Connecticut wound up coming down and picking him up. So it's like there's no wind down here. Them people recording videos who ain't from there, doing it for fame. Yeah, I mean, what do they care? They don't give a fuck. It's all content to them, and I get it. I mean, we see what a lot of people do for content. I mean, some people do a lot of worse shit for content. But I just could never be into that, man. I could never be into exploiting, people laying on the sidewalk, people doing the fucking exorcist on the sidewalk and this and that. I'm not into that, man. Like I got a lot of stories about the neighborhood that I'm going to be coming out with this and that, like street stories and this and that. But YouTube ain't fucking with me right now, man. YouTube ain't fucking with me, man. Every video I put up, and I know I gotta control my cursing, but I have been doing better at it. But every video I put up, man, it uploads and then it goes straight to limited ads or no ads, and then I gotta request a review, and then by the time I got a few hundred views, then they'll say, "Oh yeah, it's okay." Like, well, what the fuck? Like, it's just annoying. It's just, but I don't do this 100% for the money, and it would be nice to make something out of this, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep people out of jail and I'm gonna keep people off drugs. End the story. 1 second, let me catch up real quick. My cousin was on one of those videos where they go down to Kensington and interview people with drug addiction, and she died shortly after that video. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that. But her being down there, it's not surprising to hear. But I'm very sorry to hear that, bro. Louis Z in the house. What's going on, man? Kenzo, what's good, doggy? First live for me. I'm glad you could join. You're doing your thing. I wish your videos were a bit longer. You're gonna do interviews. I'm trying to do interviews, man. I put a couple community posts out there. Maybe I should try Instagram. I want to get an interview with a woman that's dealt with a man that's been incarcerated to find out what they go through. I got a lot of plans going on. I just haven't had anybody contact me back. I want to find out through somebody that's been there what it's like to be locked up in the UK and in different countries. Like I got a lot of shit. I got a lot of shit planned, man. So yeah, it's different shit's definitely coming. And as far as longer videos, like we live in a day and age where people got short attention spans. Like if you ain't fucking doing hula hoops and jumping jacks in the first 5 seconds of the video, they click back. They click right off. There's so many options on YouTube and shit. So, I try to get the story out there and all that. And But yeah, I'm gonna, I plan on making my videos longer and all that because I still got a lot of content that I didn't put out yet. But it's coming, man. Appreciate it. So you think that the government lets that shit through? Hard not to think when they catch a boat coming over that they don't sell it back to the person it belonged to with a tax on it. I mean, I think that the government's hands are definitely dirty as far as the fentanyl crisis. Just with the border alone. I mean, we don't know who the fuck's in this country. We don't know who's here. You know, I mean, just that alone, we don't know. Could you just imagine how much has come over the border? Just imagine in your head, they definitely got blood on their hands as far as that's concerned. Hey yo, what's up, Jeanette? I'm loving your channel. Thank you, Jeanette. I appreciate you. Thanks, bro. You're welcome, Louise. Chad won't give you an interview. I already did an interview with Chad. Yeah, I did an interview with Chad. I couldn't get into a lot of in-depth stuff because we had a time limit. Like we talked about, the time he had something to do. But it was, we did a little interview. LOL, jumping jacks. For real. I mean, for real, you gotta fucking, you gotta. Here's how you gotta open a video on YouTube. Hey yo, welcome to the Stay Road Show. Hey, I can juggle 5 balls at once. Watch. And then you might get their attention. You know what I'm saying? You got the attention of a fucking tennis ball. But, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I don't care, man. I'm gonna keep putting my content out. Like I said, I got a lot more planned, a lot more shit coming, a lot more variety. You know, you either mess with me or you don't, man. You know what I mean? And I appreciate a lot of you guys because a lot of you guys do. Bro, you hear the feds know what to let in. Bro, you hear the feds. Rewrite that for me, Joey, please. Do me a favor. You interview him? I mean, no, I didn't interview him. Nah, he interviewed me. I you know, I don't know. I don't know. As far as the interview thing, I don't know. Jay Williams started following me on Instagram. I don't know. I might hit him up. We'll see. Um, you know, but like I want to talk to people that like want to get their stories out there. You know what I'm saying? Just news stories, fresh stories, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Let me go back to your comment, Joey. Hold on. Bro, the feds know what they let in. Yeah, I mean, they know. They gotta know. They know what the cartels and shit are all about. Shy till I die. What's up, bro? It's good from Chicago. Chicago, what's going on, brother? I'm saying ask him. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Johnny Ringo, thanks for coming in, bro. How you doing? He's a good dude. Yeah, Chad is a good dude. He's a real good dude. I see like a lot of his community posts, man, how he's getting people out with like compassionate release and stuff like that, man. Like that's what spending a lot of time in the law library will get you. It'll get not only you out, but it'll help other people out. It's a great thing what Chad's doing. He's a real good dude. Like we had a real good conversation off camera. It ain't just like some on camera personality and shit. That's really him, and he's a good dude. I watched every video. I know he interviewed you. Oh yeah, no. The way it came off was like you didn't do the interview with Chad. So enjoy the content. I seen you on Chad Moore's channel. So he got me into watching you. I appreciate Shot Till I Die. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate the support, bro. Lily, I like the interview that wants to show and teach a new way of life. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about for me. Like, cause I did a complete 180 on what I used to be. I used to be something else, man. I used to be something else, but I matured. You know, it took a while for me to mature. Excuse me. And as soon as I did, I look back on that shit. I'm like, damn, man, like I was fucking stupid. I could have been killed multiple times. You know, could have really really hurt somebody. Like, you know what I mean? To where I wind up doing 30 years and shit like that. And it's just like, but yeah, I wanna keep people from going through that. You know, that's the whole point of my channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, to keep it real. Like, if I can keep people from going to jail and overdosing and all that, like I do at work with the people that I work with, that's everything for me, man. Just chilling, having a whiskey. There you go. Have a nice little whiskey. I'm a I'm a I'm a rum dude, a Spanish rum, Bacardi, 151. I feel you, bro. Want to do streams for producers and recording and mixing engineers, but I know YouTube won't push it. I mean, it's hard to get your shit pushed on YouTube, man. I just came out of nowhere and started doing it, man. I mean, I remember having 6 subscribers, bro, and it was just like, man, well, fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna put this out there. If people like it, people like it. If people feel me, people feel me. Sorry about my dog. People feel me, people feel me. You know, but I'm gonna put it out there and I'm gonna try to help people. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting myself out there. Either accept me, or you don't. You know what I mean? It's pretty much like that in life too. You meet somebody, you know, you put yourself out there. They either feel you or they don't. Man. You know, and I'm sure you put together good work. Put it out there, man. Put it out there. A lot of people's problem is getting on camera. Get on camera. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to get on camera because you know, when the cops rolled on me in jail, they knocked my tooth out. I'm like, I'm not gonna get on there without a fucking tooth. And I'm like, you know, fuck it, like whatever. They don't want to watch my fucking videos because I got a tooth missing. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Just put it out there, bro, and see what happens. You never know, man. Exactly. That's why I watch you and support you. I appreciate that, Lily. Yeah, you have a different way of speaking on your experience, and that makes you stand out from the other YouTube prison channels. You keep it real and raw. Yeah, I mean that's the only way I know how to keep it. Like I talk to you guys like I would talk to somebody sitting in front of me, and we get on the subject, and we just start talking. You know, I'm listening to his shit, and I'm like, yo, you'll never guess what happened to me. So here we go. And I'm telling the story, just telling what happened, how it happened, and this and that. Like you're never gonna catch me, you know, refunding. Re-uploading videos and you know, faking shit and all that. Like when I run out of experiences and stories and shit, you know what I mean. You'll see me cover shit that happened in history as far as the subject goes. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna fake it. I'm never gonna do that. Bro, you got my support for real. I appreciate that, Joey. Thanks, bro. For sure, you keep it a buck all the time. I do. I do. I can honestly say I do. And you know, I don't like saying nothing about other YouTubers and shit like that. But like, I see through some of these dudes. I don't comment it. I don't say nothing. Ain't none of my fucking business, man. Like, you know, like I don't watch a movie and say, you know, that dude Denzel, man. I don't think he's really that guy he's playing in this movie. I mean, it's the same type of shit. I mean, they do it for entertainment. Everybody's got their own purpose for doing it. You know, whatever works for them works for them. But you know, I see through a lot of people. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes sometimes. You know, you always gotta keep it 100, man. Even if it ain't what people want to hear, you know, it's your life. Put it out there. You know what I mean? For sure, shout out to our die. But yeah, guys, you know, I just wanted to get on here, you know, talk about a couple subjects. Um, you know, if you guys missed the beginning, if you want, go back and rewatch it. You know, I try to wait as long as I can for people to come in and everything like that. But you know, I just can't sit here and just stare at the camera. So, but yeah, man, thanks for joining me, guys. My next video will probably be out tomorrow, the next day. I already got it lined up. So, check on that, man. Sure, you guys are subscribed. I really appreciate it. The support's great. It's better than I thought I would get. I really thank you all for that, man. Hope you guys have a good night. You know, and I'll see you all later. Salute to you, Shy. All right, guys, I'm out. Remember, it's cuffing season. Don't give them no fucking reason. I'm out.